Yeah, well, here we are live again. Wow. This is like my third night in a row. This is some kind of record for me. Crazy town. Gotta be in it to win it. Oh, jeez, I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Alright, so MidiPunk. Logo idea. Let's see if we can get amongst the GoLang again. All right. Enable the updated extension. So I think, if I'm not wrong, I thought the updated one had agent mode. I mean, I guess we'll find out. So, let's see. Maybe not. No agent mode. Oh, there it is. Agent mode. Okay. Well, apparently it is a thing. All right. Not sure what to do about this. Fill mode. It's not actually that I want, it's a gradient, right? So, yeah, gradient. And let's choose some pre-made gradients and see if there's anything cool there. What about this one? Like fire. Durable. We go like that. Oh, that's not bad. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. I mean, we'll work with that for now. We'll play around with a little bit of text. We got a couple of vector layers here. What I think what I need to do is split these out actually into their own layers because I want to apply effects. So in Krita, how do you do that? Krita, apply effects to one layer. Use a filter mask or a filter layer. A filter mask allows you to selectively apply a layer to a specific areas of a layer, while a filter layer applies the filter to all layers below it. Use a group and add the affected layer and the filter layer to the group. Yeah. So we can do that, right? We can go quick group. So if I add a filter layer in this group, which is kind of weird because it like affects the whole thing. I just want to like apply it to create a apply effect to apply filter to letters of text, or create separate layers for each letter. Layer styles, shadows and outlines. Select the text layer, choose the text layer you want to modify, access layer styles. Right. Oh, layer style. That's right at the top. Yeah, nice. So there's not really, oh, pattern overlay. Blend mode. Difference. So kind of what I want to do though is I want to make the white bits transparent. I really don't like these textures though. So apparently that's not the way I want to do it. How about filter mask? So what I could do, I guess, then is maybe duplicate this layer. Delete the filter mask. Convert this layer to a paint layer. Copy. It didn't work either. Come on, let's keep going. Back. Undo, select all. Oh, okay, we got it back. Copy. Paste into layer. I'm pretty sure You're able to like invert this or something? Select opaque. It's like being a filter mask, I thought there was a way you could oh. Random that it's this random rectangle, like where's that rectangle coming from? Get rid of this. Right, we've got our filter mask. Pretty much what I want to do is I want to invert. Ah, got it. Persistence is key. Right. Filter mask. Let's go. So, the thing is though, how do I adjust the actual filter? Is it layer styles? No. No. Add a filter mask. How do I actually adjust the filter? That's what I... Oh, is that... Wait. Oh, when I don't know software, I get real like frustrated with it very quickly. I just would love to be able to just download the information in my brain of how to use a piece of software. That'd be great. Now I just want to check if my transcriptions are actually running properly. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I can see it writing out to Sublime text as I'm talking. Very cool. I kind of like the way they've done it as well. They've done it as a audio filter that you apply to your microphone channel, and that is what sends the audio to the transcriber. Local vocal transcription. Now, I should probably check that my... Yeah, see, my computer's coping with it fine. That's awesome. We don't need local translation. File output. Truncate file and new sentence. Write output only when recording. Rename file to match recording. Token timestamps. Okay, well, let's see how this changes things. I'd really love to have the timestamps. And I still don't. So I wonder if I stop and restart recording. Alright, let's see what this is doing. Nope. Alright, has that changed anything? 1, 2, 3, test the transcription. Yeah, that is very good actually. That's putting out timestamps beautifully. Okay, what does print real time do? Let's have a look at that one. This doesn't... It's a good thing nobody's here, because it'd be really boring to watch as well. I'm just farting around with my transcriber here. I don't really want it out in SRT format if I can help it. Maybe that is what I want. Okay, test 1, 2, 3. Again, we're testing the transcribe function. I'm pretty sure in SRT format it is... What I want is non-SRT format. but with timestamps. Does it even matter? Like, why do I care if like it's SRT format or not? Okay, well, let's try this anyway. We're gonna start recording now and see what happens. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting timestamps still, which is a bit of a pain. I am getting 2 right-hand chevrons though, which I really don't need either. Print real time. I don't really want that. Maybe I need to look up local vocal and look up their settings. Shall we do that? Local vocal settings. Wonder if I could try a bigger model and see if it's any more accurate. Building, I don't need to do that. History. Wow, that's a very impressive. It is a very impressive line. Graph go up. Docs, thumbnail. This is a little bit lacking in the manual department here, which is fine. Like, I mean, well, I think what we got to do is just keep trying. I mean, I had these things ticked anyway, so maybe if I untick everything. Right, and we'll start recording now. I'm doing a 1, 2, 3 caption test. Let's see what happens. Why did it just say thank you, thank you? Stop saying thank you. That was random. It just started saying thank you. That's all it would say. What did I change? What did I change to make it do that? This is the issue. I don't know what any of these options actually mean. It would be very suppress non-speech token, suppress blank. No, I don't want to see that. Maybe it was the suppression. This is the suppression settings, I think. Okay, 1, 2, 3, testing again. Otherwise, if this doesn't work, I'm just going back to SRT mode. Screw it. Yeah, okay, we're just saying thank you again. This is kind of broken. It's pretty funny though, actually, in a way. But it's she's a bit broken. Maybe I actually have to use... maybe it's because I'm in studio mode. Maybe I actually have to transition the scene before those filters take effect. That would be interesting. But... okay, let's go Whisper... Whisper Tiny 74 megs. Whisper Bass. Whisper Tiny English is 74 megs. So if I choose Whisper Tiny English, that means maybe because it's only English, it'll be better sorted for... print timestamps, print progress. I'm not sure what progress means either. I just don't know what anything means here, so... I'm pretty sure I might be onto something here with the fact that you have to actually apply the scene first. Okay, so start recording. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. You're well. What is it doing? Okay, I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna reset to defaults because I think I've seriously broken something here with this transcriber. I wish I could show this on stream because it's quite funny. You know, maybe I can actually. No, I can't. not easily. Sub main piece. Can't do that. Whatever. Okay, so I've been streaming for half an hour and I've literally done nothing except make a gradient and maybe apply a filter mask. So I'm at the absolute peak of efficiency right now. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's go audio sources, main mic, filters, local vocal, transcription, and we're going to go reset to defaults. Boom. So we're going Whisper Tiny English, and we're going to go to advanced mode, and input language is English. We're going to go file output. And we're going to go in stream recordings. Output file name, we'll call it transcription. Yep, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna pin that, need that folder. Cool. Save. Rename file to match recording. Yes, I want that. I don't want it to bug output. I just want warning log level. No context is ticked by default. Okay. I kind of want print timestamps. Yeah, and we'll leave everything else. Oh, you know what? I think... Yeah, I did. Maybe I did accidentally adjust some of these settings. That's probably part of the problem. So let's open up transcription. See if I've got anything. Okay, now we're transcribing again. That's good. Right, at least it's working. I'm going to change it to SRT format because I really do need these timestamps. Save in SRT format. Close. Now it probably doesn't. Oh, it does. It does that in real time. Okay, cool. All right, I'm happy. I'll just leave that going in the background and we get our script from the stream. All right, good stuff. And it forces me to actually record the video as well, which I guess is kind of a good thing. Okay, now actually into some work. Let's go. So how do I adjust filters on an existing layer is what I have to ask. I wonder if I can stream and just chatting for a while or something. That might actually be the way to do it. In terms of Twitch. Yeah, why not? Let's see how we go. All right, so MidiPunk. Here we go. This is there's a lot of viewers in here. 170,000. A lot more than software and game devs, that's for sure. Okay. I love the AliExpress delivery updates. I just get so addicted watching those all the time. I can't stop. All right, now we're going to see if we can't figure out exactly how to adjust the filter on this layer. Now, I would have thought that it would be under like layer style or properties or something, but apparently I was wrong. Visible, locked, inherit alpha. Yeah. No, just all that normal stuff. I mean, actually, it wouldn't be that layer, would it? Because that's MIDI. So what am I on about? It's going to be, if it's going to be in any layer, it's going to be in this vector layer here. So we go layer style. We've got no effects on there. What about the group? Group layer style? No, we got nothing there. What about filter mask? See, we got random noise, and I can change the level of it. So there must be filter options somewhere. There must be a way to change filter options. Like double click on it. What if I click on the filter? Double click on that. Maybe it's under filter. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's here. What's random pick? I feel like that's just like adding filter layers on top. Apply filter again, adjust. Artistic, pixelize. See, it is. It's just adding it to the top. It's not actually... Yeah, okay. I mean, stop trying to figure it out myself. I could always just Google it, right? So, reader, change filter, edit filter mask. See, theirs looks different. They've got this thing. Unlike applying a filter to a section, filter masks do not permanently alter the original. Filter masks apply only to the area you have selected the mask. Yes, you can edit the settings for a filter mask by double-clicking it in the layers docker. You can also change the selection that the filter mask affects by selecting the filter mask in the layers and using the paint tool. Yeah, I get that, but what I don't get is how to actually change the filter. The double click doesn't seem to work. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It just asked me to change the name. So right click properties doesn't do anything either, because it's not giving me the actual properties of that. Somebody said F3. No, that does the same thing. 2 more replies. It's 1 mask per filter. Okay, so how to change the filter layer? You can't directly change the type of after it's been created. Oh, really? Dang. Okay, that's pretty annoying, to be honest. And man, my hard drives and the NAS are being really noisy right now. So remove layer. Really what I want to do is just apply effects to that word only. Now the other thing is with text and credit as well, I think it's best to like not actually adjust the size of the bounding box, but rather adjust the size of the text itself. So I think I've run into problems. I don't know if that actually matters on vector layers though. I think that only matters on raster layers. Rasterman. Is that? Okay. You know, I live in a world where I'm not even going to say this. Well, maybe I should, because now it sounds bad. Like I say something stupid like that, like something straight out of that Cool Runnings movie or whatever. Like, is that racist? Am I being racist? Figure it out. I'm sure some people will take the opportunity to wind me up and say yes, which is funny. I appreciate that. Okay, anyway, I'm talking rubbish again, which isn't that okay. The Krita text tool is just, I'm sorry, like, this is free software, and I feel bad for saying anything negative about it, really, because it's free software. But you know, the text tool is just, it needs work, and I feel like if I knew what I was doing more, I'd be able to actually do some of that work. So maybe I should learn, you know, but I just don't have time right now, so I'm not going to. Freaking lazy. Outer glow. Let's just play around with a few of these. We've got drop shadow, inner glow, bevel, emboss, pattern overlay. I think I've already played around with that, so it wasn't really giving me what I wanted, because it's not like it makes it transparent or anything, so this isn't the right place that I want to be in. Okay, convert to, I don't even know the look I'm going. I'm kind of going for a mottled, worn down kind of look. So I'm going for a, shall I ask the old chat then, hey? In Reader, I'm looking to make a kind of worn down, rusted look on a text layer. How can I achieve this? The worn out parts in points should be transparent to the layers below. Select the text tool. Yep, convert to paint layer. Add texture as a mask. Let's just look up punk and let's see if we can find any yeah, I mean, there are a lot of rust colors and stuff like that. Studs and yeah. I actually really like this logo. I really like this character. I think he's really cool. Yeah, this kind of thing's what I'm after. Press download. Oh, what? You think it's just going to let me download it? Yeah, which download? I love this. Press download. Oh, okay. Get the high size image. Yeah. Somehow I don't think this is going to happen. And you can use our images without attribution. Well, the problem is, you know, I could probably honestly make my own, couldn't I? It's like Pixabay and stuff, right? So I wonder how much AI is on Pixabay. And hopefully all of this is actually legal. Like it's not sponsored images, royalty free. So I could use this. This looks good. It's all scratched up and stuff. I kind of like that. Chipped paint. We'll grab a nice big version of it. We'll drag it in here. Insert as a new layer. And we'll transform that down. We'll go maybe like 25%. Up here. Yeah, I think this is gonna look good actually. Add a transparency mask. I always get confused with masks, which way around they're supposed to go. Whoops. I definitely wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, so, I mean, maybe, what if we go like this? What if we go convert to transparency mask? Wow. Yeah, that definitely didn't do anything. Huh. Okay, I think actually this rings a bell. I think what I've got to do first is maybe if I duplicate this layer and then I convert it to a raster layer, convert it to a paint layer, and then I go convert to transparency mask, it still doesn't work. Maybe I need to invert it first. Tools, filter. Invert. Alpha into mask. Add transparency mask. Convert to transparency mask. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's more like it. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. So if I reduce the opacity of that, right? Yeah, so what I need to do is change the blending modes. Okay, that's exciting. I kind of understand that now. White is 1. So like opaque. Black is transparent. I never remember which way around that is. All right, let's change the blending mode. Layer style, overlay, screen, soft light. And again, this is another thing in graphics programs. I always just end up freaking clicking through until I find one that kind of works. Arithmetic. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Negative. Difference. Right, I see. So what about lighten? We've got color dodge, but color dodge doesn't do anything on black, does it? So it's almost like I have to invert this layer as well, because then with white it can actually do something. I could be completely wrong about that, but color dodge, luminosity. Yeah, okay. MIDI punk. So what I could do here with this layer is I could change the See, now that's interesting, right? Yeah, I think I need the text to be a different color. So how about we try something a bit crazy here. Let's go brown. Let's do our rust. That looks gross. About orange. Maybe the orange on the blue kind of works. Let's play around with this. I feel like the lightness needs to be way down. And I feel like the texture as well, I feel like the green is too strong, so I think we might need to adjust that. So we're gonna go like desaturate, maybe. Let's change the levels as well. We get a bit more contrast in it, so we bring up the blacks, bring down the whites, make it a bit more black and white, so to speak. And I think we want to set the midpoint higher so we get more of the darks. Yeah. Output levels. Why did that just reset? Whatever. I mean, I think that's good, right? Oh, it's because I clicked on that. Whoop. Okay. Not clear though, is it? It's not clear at all. MidiPunk. So if I can get this green to be... It's almost like the green... I think I almost want this inverted. Actually, now I look at it. So we can go invert. And then we can desaturate. Maybe not. Maybe I should find a good area of the picture. Use. Where it looks mostly the same. Oh, that's looking... Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Okay. That's kind of the good texture I want. That's it. We're getting there. Yeah, invert is easier to see what's going on. Okay. And then let's go tools. So do I just want the texture? I don't want to completely get rid of the gradation between the light and dark, but I think I do. Yeah, cool. Adjust, No, I don't like this at all. I think I've kind of lost. I think I've kind of got a kind of. I think I've kind of lost what I was actually going for now. Because that is not readable in the slightest. Like, you cannot read that at all. And if you can, you're lying. Don't believe you. See, it needs to be more black. I mean, this is where I could get artistic, I guess. I could, like, marquee select a bit. It's kind of getting closer to what I want, but it's not quite right. What would be cool is if I could just get rid of those white parts. So I just want to restrict it to this layer, and then we can go delete. Action reference. In the active layer, threshold, anti-aliasing. Feathering. How do you deselect in this? Control Shift A. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's definitely the kind of thing that I'm after. So that's cool, but it's just the P I don't like now. So I guess what I could do here is, yeah, I could cheat. I could just grab a little segment of it, go Control C. Not sure how I feel about this music, to be honest. Okay, that's not working for me at all. Is there a way I can turn off masking? I'm so, like, the tools in this, I'm sorry, are just not doing a great job for me. Control Z, control. So really what I need is some more of this jazz in here. So if we edit in this layer, if we go and grab a bit of dark matter, like this, we go Control C and we go paste into active layer, and then we like flip it around and put it like somewhere around here. We'll turn this back on again. Yeah, that works. Okay, now I can just tweak it a little. Sure. like maybe I need to do a bit of painting. Like, is there a way to adjust the tool size quickly? Mouse wheel, go figure. It's like put a little bit of definition in the letter, so we know that we're actually looking at a K. And we'll like sample that or something. A little bit of our own mess. Yeah, cool. All right, that's good. We'll save it there. I mean, it ain't perfect. I'm no graphic designer, but you know, I do love my MidiPunk character though. I think he's very cool. Now, I did see these cool blur layers, so I wonder if I go add a filter layer. This is over the whole thing, and then we go like blur, Gaussian blur, and we can add this over the entire image, but then I can like gradient it out. So we'll go add a filter mask. And then we grab the gradient and we just go black and white. And so, not black and transparent, black and white. So basically, that didn't work. Of course it didn't. What about this one? It's weird because I would have thought that would be adjusting. Foreground to back. Oh, foreground to background. You absolute dork. Okay. So black is over this side, white is over this side. I would have thought that would have changed. Oh, it's because, right, I gotcha. I gotcha. So it's like I need to mask the filter layer. So we do a Gaussian blur across the entire image. No, not filter mask. Are you serious? Add a filter layer. Very much. Go there, over the whole thing. And now what I want to do is mask out some of this. So I want to go add a transparency mask to that filter layer, which we can then, okay. That doesn't just apply to that layer then. Properties? There are no properties for a transparency map. See what else there is. Colorize mask, transform local selection. Can you like apply? So if I got rid of that and I didn't have any layer selected, maybe what I can do then is group everything and then to this group I can add a filter mask. And then we can do a, yeah. That's kind of what I'm after, sort of. It is what I'm after, but not quite. Just go a little bit more wild with it. Then we can adjust the properties. We go horizontal radius, vertical radius. So we can blur that up quite a bit. And then what I need to do is adjust this gradient. Edit this gradient so that basically we want it to be at the white point less. And then we draw across like this. And so it's all pretty good until right over the left hand side where it starts to go blurry. And if I wanted to get even more artistic with it, I could do it on some kind of angle. I don't really know if I like it all. In fact, I don't know if I'm actually vibing this here at all. I don't even know where I got this idea from. Oh, that's okay. That doesn't look too bad. Very, very subtle anyway. Kind of blurs out that little bit. MidiPunk, I would like it to pop a little bit. And I don't know what the best way is to do that. Probably if I'm being honest, so here you go, layer style and like, oh, do we do the gross drop shadow? Outer glow maybe. MidiPunk. A bit of gross outer glow. So if we group these two together and then we go layer styles, outer glow. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Just the tiniest bit of it almost looks like aliasing around the edges. I like softer better. A little bit of noise is good. Opacity, we can probably turn that up. Let's crunch it up a little bit. Or whatever. Quality anti-aliased. That's all good. MidiPunk. And then we got room for like something there, like an image or whatever. I wonder if we can do anything cool with our MidiPunk guy, girl, or whatever. Color overlay gradient. What about like a drop shadow? Like, what does a drop shadow do? Looks disgusting, but like turn it way down. I don't think I'm gonna like this. What if we change the color to something more like the actual background? Put the opacity back up again. Really doesn't do anything, does it? What about maybe we don't need to do anything with this. I mean, we could do the old outer glow again. It's just so cliche though. So bad. Bevel and emboss. Gradient overlay. What are the options here? So we can choose a gradient. I mean, that's only going to show up on the whites, which is not really inner glow. Oh, that just makes it look fuzzy. Inner shadow probably won't do anything. I still feel like a drop shadow. I just feel like maybe I haven't come across the correct settings yet. We do something a bit darker. Yeah, maybe something like this, just to elevate it off the background a bit, just to give it a little bit of contrast with the back, we'll go more towards the yellows. That almost looks like a mistake, some kind of rendering issue. I do that. The darker actually kind of works for me. Even go further red, so it's similar to that. Somewhere around there. That's too much. Yeah, that's kind of close, I think. Speaking of close, I think the distance is too far. A bit tighter. And I want the opacity up a little bit more. And am I happy with the angle? Yeah. Sort of the shadows going that way into the darker color. Use global light. Okay. I'm just gonna... Now I see that actually after doing that. I'm not sure I like it. Not sure I like it. I think it's too much. I think we can go more this way. Okay. I'm not sure about this freaking background gradient either. Like, it's kind of on the right track, but it's a little too harsh. Like, it's a little... So we got blue, and then orange and red. So, whoops. So if I go back to the gradient tool, let's do like a little drag. A bit further. Yeah, I kind of like that angle. So if we do the 45, okay. Nah, I liked it smaller. All right, we'll just leave it there for now. And what I could do is get back into the code, you know? Get back into the code, see what we're doing. All right, so I need to bring up my documentation on GoLang again. Recent tab groups. Well, that's handy. GoLang packages. Go MIDI. RT MIDI driver. So yeah, the point that I was at here is I was able to run TTY MIDI and yeah, I was able to run TTY MIDI and detect that as a device in here. Now, the other option I had was actually to just read the raw MIDI data out of the serial. So, and I mean, that could be fun because GoLang's gonna, like, this is the problem. I'm really tempted to use Copilot, but I also need to learn GoLang as well. So yeah, standard library. Let's have a browse through the standard library so we can actually learn. Basic interfaces, the I/O primitives, file system, I/O utility functions, basic interfaces to a file system. What about serial? Like, what about, yeah, I/O, let's have a look. Clients should not assume that they're safe for parallel operation. So, pipe. I mean, what I could do is I could stop being so arrogant and, like, I could use GPT to help me out just a little bit here, you know, just start me off and then I can finish myself off. Wait. I can, you know what I mean. Image 2D library hash IO. Iterators over sequences. Let's have a look at what we got here in the standard library. Package maps define various functions useful with maps. Mathematical functions. We like that. Complex number math. Ooh, now we're getting fancy. OS provides a platform-independent interface to operating system functionality. Damn. Access to incoming signals. This is perhaps... No, that's like operating system signals, right? So that's not things like Unix type systems. Yeah, like SIGKILL and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. That's not what we need. That's not what we're after right now. Not the vibe of what we're going for. Runtime. Oh, runtime reflection. Cool. Okay. I'm just saying random stuff here that I like without really explaining it. Mutual exclusion locks, syscalls, low-level operating system primitives, eh? Ooh, WebAssembly. Cool. All right, well, that's neat. What I really do need to find out, though, is how to... connect to a serial interface in Go. All right, I would like, okay, let's change ask to edit. Okay, let's read and print the incoming data from /dev/ttyama0. What do you think? Using go.bug.st.serial. Damn. Okay, so we need to go, how do we do this again? Do we go mod no, go get now. I worry, see, just blindly, this is where it can be a problem, because I'm just blindly trusting the thing that it's imported, right? So what is the best Go serial package? And the way we should do this is look it up, right? So we should go serial. Cross-platform, okay, so that's, yeah, it's one of the top ones, fair enough. Serial. Read and write from the serial port as a stream of bytes. So it literally came across the first one, yeah, and I thought it was a good idea. See, but this one's an MIT license. So I mean, this documentation is just not, it's just not that great, is it? All right, well, let's have a look at what we got here and see if we understand this code. All right, so we're bringing in the log package, a simple logging package, formatting output, but we've already got format, so I don't know why it's using log. I mean, maybe to record. Fatal is equivalent to print followed by a call to OS exit. All right. Okay, so this is just like sprint F in C, really. Time provides functionality for measuring and displaying time. The calendrical calculations always assume a Gregorian calendar with no leap seconds. Okay. The time returned contains a monotonic clock reading. Wall clock resets. The rest of the section gives... Okay. Against wall clock resets. So in other words, that protects against people from like winding back clock. I remember there was some software used to be able to basically like well, not hack it, but it used to be able to like get around some protections by doing that, like by winding your time back, your clock, or your date actually. Anyway, board rate. We're going to do 38400 actually. TYMA mode. So we got data bits, parity, initial status. Cool. Okay, so you just configure the basic serial port mode, and then go So we're going to receive a port back or an error by calling serial open, and then we're going to give the port name, which is in our devices list from Linux. So if we go list dev /tty star, we'll see all of our TTY devices here. We've got TTY AMA 0, which is UART 0 on the Raspberry Pi. Then what we're going to do once we've opened the port, if we've got an error though, if its error is not equal to nil, which is a pre-declared identifier representing the 0 value for a pointer. Okay, so it's like null, kind of, but it's nil. Is nil like null? Nil is an identifier for the 0 value in many of the languages types. It is reminiscent of null in other language, but it would be, so it's not a null pointer. It's nil is not null. Nil is for object pointers, null is for non-pointers. What? Null and nil are both defined to be equal. No, this is GoLang. Thank you very much. Much ado about nil things, more Go pitfalls. In fact, sometimes nil isn't even nil. Ah! No, that sounds very... that sounds very JavaScripty to me. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know if I like that. So nil represents a 0 value. Some types, this means that some types cannot hold empty values. Is that a triple negative? No, instead acquiring 0 values upon initialization to get rid of the problem of checking values for emptiness. Okay, so if it's not equal to empty, or 0 value, then we log a fatal error, and basically what this does is it goes OS exit, it kicks us out of the program and terminates the task. So defer port close, so I guess what that means is like after it's kind of a cleanup thing, after this routine or this function is finished its business. I need to learn what defer actually means in Go, because I'm just kind of assuming that's what it means at the moment. Is it kind of like we set up a port close, and then when this function ends or this function returns, defer runs. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, so let's have a look at the GoLang reference though, so we can actually figure it out. Docs, effective Go user manual, standard library. It's a language feature though. It's not part of the library. So how to write Go code? No, I actually want, like, let's go effective Go as well, because it's probably good for me to read that. Standard library. So we're going to go or symbols. Okay, packages or symbols. So we can go defer, and that should come up with what we're after. No, it's keyword, isn't it? Defer keyword. So how do you know about the... language spec? Yeah, that's it. The Go language spec. So I need to yeah. Okay, that's good. You know what I think the worst part about this is I literally just picked an off-the-shelf gradient. I didn't even change the colors myself. So that's something else I've got to do right now. I'm just feeling guilty about that, so that was pretty lame. Let's get back to what we were doing though. Identifiers, keywords, here we go. It'd be nice if it told me what they mean. Expressions. Defer statements, there we go. The defer statement invokes a function whose execution is deferred to the moment the surrounding function returns. I guessed it right. Yay. That's good. Either because the surrounding function executed a return statement, reached the end of its function body, or because the corresponding Go routine is panicking. The expression must be a function or method call. It cannot be parenthesized. Calls of built-in functions are restricted as for expression statements. Okay. Each time a defer statement executes, the function value and parameters to the call are evaluated as usual and saved anew, but the actual function is not invoked. Instead, deferred functions are invoked immediately before the surrounding function returns, in the reverse order they were deferred. That is, if the surrounding function returns through an explicit return statement, deferred functions are executed after any result parameters are set by that return statement, but before the function returns to its caller. If a deferred function value evaluates to nil, execution panics when the function is invoked, not when the defer statement is executed. Right, okay. So you can set a defer statement to you can set a defer statement to nil, like with a nil parameter. And if it's still nil at the time that the function ends, it's gonna panic. Wow, okay, so that's interesting. So like in this example down here, F returns 42, nice Hitchhiker's Guide reference. So we're defining a function f which takes no arguments and it returns result as an integer. Then we go defer and we're going to call is this an anonymous function or just a closure? I don't know. What do we call that in Go? I'm not sure. A function literal. Okay, fair enough. Function literal is what we call that. Anonymous function. Okay, so AKA function literal represents an anonymous function. Sort of equal to it. Okay. I'm going to write that down because that's reasonably important. Function literal is kind of equal to anonymous function. But not a closure, because a closure could be an anonymous function, I guess. Anyway, move on. Function literal can be assigned to a variable or invoked. Function literals are closures. So I was right. It's all three. Oh, for God's sakes. Function literals are closures and they represent an anonymous function. Yeah. Okay. That... Yeah, it's very semantic. Like, it's very, function literals are closures. They may refer to variables defined in a surrounding function. Yeah, right. So they're not scoped. So the inside that anonymous function, that function has access to the containing function in scope, which is that's, yeah, okay, that's interesting. That's not the same as some language. Well, PHP for one. I'm looking at you. Although that's not true because there's arrow functions in PHP which do have access to the scope, the parent scope. So blah blah blah, geek, yada yada yada. Okay, let's continue with looking at defer. I think I was actually looking at before I got distracted. Oh, I finished. Okay, that's good. Okay, I really need to get out of dbeaver here. That's not a good thing to have open stream. Close Steam. Thank you very much. What else have I got open here? I don't need open that stuff. Alrighty. So I was coding at some point, wasn't I? What I was doing. So defer port close. So we know what this does. We know what that does. We know what that does. Idiomatic code. Like, so I like effective Go. Semicolons. Go's formal grammar uses semicolons to terminate statements, but unlike in C, those do not appear in the source. Instead, the Alexa uses a simple rule to insert semicolons automatically as it scans, so the input is mostly free of them. Interesting. The rule is this: if the last token before a new line is an identifier, which includes words like int and float64, a basic literal such as a number or string constant, or one of the tokens, break, continue, fall through, return, Alexa always inserts a semicolon after that token. If the new line comes after a token that could end a statement, insert a semicolon. Okay. Right, so that's... Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Semicolons. So the Go Alexa automatically adds a semicolon before the new line character after any keyword or any symbol that could have ended the... How do they word that again? End a statement. So, do not put opening braces of control structures on a new line. Yeah. Wrong. There is no dual while loop, only a slightly generalized for. Switch is more flexible. If and switch, except an optional initialization statement, like that of for, break, and continue statements. In Go, a simple if looks like if X is that, then do that. Since if and switch statements is common to see, one used to set up a local variable. If, oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of nice syntax, actually. I like that. It's similar to, yeah, some other languages where you can do that, where you can define the variable in the if statement. And if that variable is truthy, then it'll continue. If it's not, it won't. But that variable is still defined and accessible. It's kind of cool. So the short declaration thing. Right, so this reassigns error, but it is of the same type. So because error is of the same type, it can be reassigned. Whereas F and D could be different types. This is the issue with this quick assignment in Go, I think, is that yeah. Or init condition post, or condition, and for. So, okay. This is just like an infinite loop. You just go for, blah, blah, blah. It'll just continue forever, maybe? Okay, so anyway, defer port close. We know what that means now. Buffer. So we're setting the buffer, the data buffer into the result of make, which gives us a type. Unlike new, make's return type is the same as the type of its argument, not a pointer to it. Okay. The specification of the result depends on the type. So an array of bytes. So what we're doing is we allocates and initializes an object of type slice, map, or chan. Slice. Is this a slice? Is that what that is? And size int would be so another thing is formatting. Most contentious. That is a very true statement right there. Formatting issues are the most contentious but the least consequential. Actually, you know what? I don't... Are they the least consequential? Okay, well, they go on to justify that by saying people can adapt to different formatting styles, but it's better if they don't have to. And it's better if everyone adheres to the same style. Look, I actually agree with that. I think even if the style of a company or the style of a team is different to what the individual's preference is, if everyone's working on that same style, that means there's less friction, right, between people of a team. If you're working by yourself and this is code that only you're ever going to use, which I really don't think you should think about code in that way ever, but the problem is how to approach this utopia. Okay, they're being very real here. Like, I gotta say, they are being very real. With Go, we take an unusual approach and let the machine take care of most formatting issues. Oh god, it's giving me blade formatting nightmares in Laravel. The Go format program, which operates at the package level rather than source file level, reads a Go program and emits the source in a standard style of indentation and vertical alignment, retaining and, if necessary, reformatting comments. If you want to know how to handle some new layout situation, run Go format. If the answer doesn't seem right, rearrange your program. Don't work around it. Use tabs for indentation. All brave. Use spaces only if you must. Okay, interesting. I mean, I guess tab character is defined, right? It's like okay, line length. Go has no line length limit. Don't worry about overflowing a punched card. If a line feels too long, wrap it and indent with an extra tab. Is that right? I mean, super long lines are a bit of a code smell anyway, aren't they? So parentheses needs fewer parentheses than C in Java. Control structures do not have parentheses in their syntax, which is beautiful. Also, the operator precedence hierarchy is shorter and clearer. No shit, that is cool. I like that. The operator precedence. Look at that. That is so clear. Holy crap. Does that first, and then adds the two together. You can just see what it's going to do. That is... They don't even need to tell you. Like, they just say, it means what the spacing implies. Like, everyone's going to understand it because it's so damn clear. Well, that's very cool. I like that. Go provides C-style block comments and C-style line comments. Nice. Okay, line comments the norm. Comments that appear before top-level decorations with no intervening new lines are considered to document the declaration itself. These doc comments are the primary documentation for a Go package. Right. I like it. Let's just copy this snippet because that's important. Let's go into our thing. Documentation. Yeah, we'll do it as a subheading of syntax because it is a part of the syntax. Nice. Oh. All right. Back into Go. So, no, actually, I was still, what I was trying to find out are line breaks. Is there anything about line breaks in here? Formatting. How do you do a search? Find and page. Control F, that's what I was pushing. Where the hell's the find bar? Like down the bottom or something, is it hidden? No, it is. Okay. What about line? That's it. There's nothing about new lines, so I guess, I mean, partly it's what looks good to me. And to me, I like having a bit of space in my code. It's quite nice. So, yeah, alright. Well, so far I'm loving the GoLang syntax, and I really, really appreciate that operator spacing is just the best. That is cool. All right. So now we are back to here. So what we're doing is we're getting the buffer, well, we're making a buffer, and the buffer is I believe, is that a slice? So that's the other thing I needed to figure out. So this is really slow going, but I just want to understand every line of this so I know I don't have to come back and relearn this stuff. That's what I'm trying to do right now. The language specification. And types, slice types. Right, so make is a Go method function. A slice is a descriptor for a contiguous segment of an underlying array. Contiguous segment of an underlying array. Right, so a slice is like a part of an array. So an array is built up of slices and provides access to a numbered sequence of elements from that array. A slice type denotes the set of all slices of arrays of its element type. The number of elements is called the length of the slice and is never negative. The value of an uninitialized slice is nil. The length of a slice can be discovered by the built-in function len. Unlike with arrays, it may change during execution. Right, so arrays of fixed length in Go, are they? An array is a numbered sequence of elements of a single type. The number of elements is called the length of the array and is never negative. The length is part of the array's type. It must evaluate to a non-negative constant representable by a value of type int. The length can be discovered. Elements can be addressed by integer indices. Array types are always one-dimensional, but may be composed to form multi-dimensional types. Okay, So like that is a 32 byte array, an array of 32 bytes. That is 2 times n structs of that type. This is 1,000 float 64s. What does the X mean? An array type T may not have an element of type T or of a type containing T as a component directly if those containing types are only array or struct types. Oi, oi, oi. I need my midnight, I need my evening snack. You know what I do need? I need to turn on my... I need to turn on my virtual fireplace. Yeah, you always come along at the wrong time. I'm sorry. I've got to get up and get my noodles. There we go. Alright, I wonder if we can choose a different effect. Cat. Alright, sorry kitty cat, I gotta get up. Get some food. Alright, well I think what I'll do is add in Good. BRB. Oh, I'm back. I just realized I don't even need the mic mute on my Stream Deck anymore because I've actually got a mute button on my mixer. Let's just use. All right. Well, anyway. I used to have a little browser window of the space station in Light. That was pretty cool. See if that's still going. Ah, that's it. What is that? What am I looking at here? I need some, I'm sure there was, it might have been, high definition views. Yeah, this is what I want. If that works. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Making the GoLang. I think my food's almost ready too. Element type of T1 is T1. It can't contain elements of itself. T2 contains T2
Stand airlock on
as a
2.
component
Got
of
the
a
node on camera
struct
on. If you guys
inside.
want to follow along, you're welcome aboard.
T3 contains T3 as a component
Copy, thank you. We'll watch.
of a struct in T4. Does it? Oh, because T4 is a struct containing T3. Okay, I see. Valid array types. As a component, T5 contains T5 as component of a pointer to a T5, not... Right, okay. So a pointer to a T5, not a T5 itself. Okay, gotcha. Distinct arrays always share distinct storage. The array underlying a slice may extend past the end of the slice. Overflow. The capacity is a measure of that extent. It is the sum of the length of the slice and the length of the array beyond the slice. A slice of length up to that capacity can be created by slicing a new one from the original slice. The capacity of a slice can be discovered. Blah. Okay, reading that doesn't make a lot of sense. I think we've got to get back to the code now and have a look at what's going on. So anyway, this, we are making an array. The capacity of the slice is equal to its length. Okay, well, that kind of make... Okay, so make an array. That's how you define an array, right? Yes. Yes. Each array... We've got a byte. For n what the hell is n? Like, why would you call it n? Anyway, so we're going into a for loop. This is basically while true. So this just goes forever. Okay, something else I just realized I need on my Stream Deck is a start and stop record. Alright, cool. What of that? Oh god, I gotta go again. Get my food. This is a bad decision. This is an unhealthy amount of popcorn chicken. I suppose any amount of popcorn chicken's unhealthy, actually, to be honest. We're going to read stores data received from the serial port into the provided byte array buffer. The read function blocks until at least 1 byte is received from the serial port or an error occurs. Okay, cool. So really what in is... Oh, okay, my bad. Here I was ripping... Actually, you know what? If I called that B... Nah, you see, it's actually what this function calls it. Interesting, okay. Anyway. So the function returns a number of bytes read. So is the length of this buffer 100 bytes? If error is not null. String is the set, all strings of 8-bit bytes. Conventionally, but not necessarily representing UTF-8 encoded text. A string may be empty, but not nil. Values of type string are immutable. Sleep pauses the go routine. So time's part of the standard library, which is nice. Right, so that's just a constant. 1,000 microseconds. Okay. So :n, I know what that's doing is it's reading, it's grabbing the value, the byte value at or up to n. Maybe. Is that a range operator? So it's like 0 to n. Maybe that's what it is.
Stay in the station on 2 for T2.
With you on 2.
We've got a question for you. The crew constraint span says avoid T2 exercise, but Sergey has a blue box activity for T2 right now. Just want to make sure he's go for T2 use.
Nicole, yes, he is go to continue T2 exercise. We're monitoring that constraint from the ground.
Copy all, thank you.
Okay. There's a lot of silence. Much silence. This is what I'm after here. Slice expressions. Construct a substring. Slice expressions construct a substring or slice from a string, array, pointer to an array, or a slice. There are two variants, a simple form that specifies a low and high bound, and a full form that also specifies a bound on the capacity. Primary expression A low high constructs a substring or a slice. The core type of A must be a string, an array, pointer to an array, slice, or a byte string. The indices low and high select which elements of operand A appear in the result. The result has indices starting at 0 and length equal to high minus low. So let's have a look. So we're setting A to an array of length 5 of integers, and we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then S we're setting to a slice of that array. Starting and including index 1 up to and including index... No, okay, so not including the end. So 1, 2, 3, stop at 4 but don't return it. I don't quite understand this whole capacity thing yet. Okay, and that... Alright. Alright, wicked then. Man, I just ate all that popcorn chicken. Well, what else was I going to do with it? Alright, let's go. The core type must be A. So, what I wanted to look up was this whole... That's right, length and capacity. Now I did see a... Think about that. Built-in functions, length and capacity, take arguments of various types and return a result of type integer. The implementation guarantees that the result always fits into an int. Okay, interesting. Argument type. Length, string. The string length in bytes. Array length equals the number of items in the array. Makes sense. Length of slice. Map length. Number of defined keys. Right, so you... okay, maps. We need to... Channel buffer. I need to learn more about that too. I need a book. That's what I need. I need a book on Go. Apps. Capacity. Array length. So it's exactly the same as length for an array. I guess because the capacity of an array is always constant, right? So the capacity of a slice is the number of elements for which there is space allocated in the underlying array. At any time, the following relationship holds. Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay, I get this. I get it. So we take a slice of an array with 5 items in it, right? The capacity of that slice is going to be 5 because that's the capacity of the underlying array. Map with initial space for approximately 100 elements. That's interesting. Make slice with length 10 and capacity of 100. Wow. All right. I was about to say, wow, look at that beautiful image, but it's just camera noise. Love it. Okay, let's go. And why is it every time I say let's go when I'm coding in Go, I feel like I'm making a bad dad joke? I guess that's just the way it goes. Anyway. So for in error, we're going to read the buffer. If we don't have an error, we're not going to crash. If in the number of bytes, is that right? The number of bytes is greater than 0, then we're going to print out string which is made up of the buffer from the beginning to the end. Okay, this kind of makes sense actually, because what's happening is every time this goes around, so we got a little bit of time delay there. What happens is we read from the port and we put whatever's there waiting in the port into the buffer, right? And then we print that out. So in theory, we could just print this out like sequentially, yeah? So like I might not even need, like if I just got rid of that, I didn't even get a new line and I just went print like that, okay? And we start her up again. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So we're gonna go defer MIDI close driver. So when main finishes, we're gonna close that. Format print line, get MIDI imports. No, we don't actually need that. So what does select do? Select. That's not what I was doing. Okay, select statements. The select statement chooses which of a set of possible send or receive operations will proceed. It looks similar to a switch statement, but with the cases all referring to communications operations. I'm not sure. Communication channels. This is kind of intriguing to me. I want to learn more about those. Block forever. Okay. So, I don't know how blocking forever. Oh, because that's a glow. Okay. That's glow routine, go routine. Go routines. So syntax. What we're gonna need a new file now. So now we need useful tidbits. So how are we gonna do this? We'll go select. Okay. Basically, we'll never get past here. So a good way in main to start up some go routines, then stop main from ever exiting. So it's a good way in main to start up some go routines, then stop main from ever exiting. And just let those routines run forever. My music stopped. Okay. I feel like this whole channel thing is going to be pretty powerful. The channel provides a mechanism for concurrently executing functions to communicate by sending and receiving values of a specified element type. That is so sick. I love that. Oh my god. Sorry. But seriously, that is freaking cool. As far as concurrency goes, what a beautifully simple and almost intuitive way to deal with concurrency. It's great. It's great. So the optional operator specifies the channel direction send or receive. If a direction is given, the channel is directional. Otherwise, it is bidirectional. The channel may be constrained only to send or only to receive by assignment or explicit conversion. So channel T can be used to send and receive values of type T. This can only be used to send float 64s. Can only be used to receive ints. The operator associates with the leftmost channel possible. So we can receive a channel. What the hell? We can receive a channel on a channel. Jeepers creepers. And it probably doesn't end there. We can receive okay, that's a bit weird though. That it's around that way.
Station Houston on space to ground 2 for Dawn.
No, actually that makes sense because okay, let's talk about concurrency here. We might actually make a new file for this because I feel like this is going to get pretty intense later on. So channels are kind of
Houston station on 2.
routines
Go
and
ahead.
channels. Okay, so channels.
Don, we are ready for you to pick up in your
Can be
ITCS sample activity when you
bidirectional
are available.
or
I wanted to
directional.
also let you know we are going
So
to
we're
have
gonna
a little
go
ratty calm during that activity.
Like,
And
what would it
we'll
look
be
like?
monitoring
So
the fill
A
in step 5.6 before you put the bag into the outer packaging in step 5.6. We'll want to confirm a good fill, so just wanted to give you a heads up so you don't do work that we have to go out
that
and
receives
go back out into.
type T.
And I copy that, and one thing that
Is
happened
that right?
last
Is that
time
the
I
right
did
syntax?
this, I filled the bag
Yes, it
with
is.
what looked like the right quantity and stopped, and then you guys called up later saying, hey, we didn't see enough fluid go
Can you
through.
initialize channel
and then
value?
I had to resample it again. And what I'd like to do is make sure that we both agree that the right amount
And an optional
of
capacity.
water has been sampled before I disconnect everything.
That sounds great, Don. So in step 5.4, we can confirm together that we have the right amount of fluid.
Copy that. I'll put it in work as soon as I finish getting in some calories.
No shit.
Copy.
So if you have a buffer, huh. So I want to see an example of a channel being instantiated here and assigned. Channel 1 equals make channel 1. Okay. Fair enough. This is so sick. God, it's going to take a bit to get my head around, I tell you that. Oh boy. So why is make needed sometimes? Why do we need the make keyword? What's up with that? Is make like goes new or something? Let's see if we can scroll through this. So basically what make does is it kind of instantiates things like, well, arrays, slices, and channels. Or a map. So any kind of thing that takes up something that has a capacity or size. It's like allocating the memory is initialized as described in the section on initial values. I want to know more about the make keyword. Right. So structs are the closest thing to like objects you can get basically in these kinds of languages, I guess. So I want to learn more about make. I think that I might have to go to Chat GPT for this one. Tell me more about make in GoLang. Is it kind of like a memory assignment thing? Like, it'll do. Go make is used for allocating and initializing certain built-in data types that are not just simple memory values, specifically slices, maps, and channels. These are reference types in Go, and they need a bit more setup under the hood than say, okay, so Go routines. I'm just going to put it in yeah, we're going to say make. Okay. It's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, I think we tried running this. Permission denied, huh? So why don't we try a different serial port? Because okay, sweet. Well, that's opened up, seemed to open up TTY MA5. So if I go and sort my stuff out here, and I'll figure out how to do things like yeah, I'll figure out how to do things like what am I saying? Man, okay, it's bed. I know when this starts happening, it's bedtime. That's what's going on. Then it's new art. Can't even remember what the hell I was going to say anyway. 33. I think that is fourth down. Board side, Ethernet side, fourth. The yellow was my signal. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Back to VS Code. And let's bring up our little MIDI piano. Wait for this thing to initialize. And so far, no joy. Oh, it's because, oh wait, no. Okay, let's kill this process. I mean, okay, so we know that a MIDI message is about 3 bytes. So in theory, I need to send about 30 things before it's even going to register. Yeah, but honestly, it's not actually doing anything, so... I mean, I hope it didn't just ruin my Raspberry Pi, because I had it sitting on a fork. It's really not good. My goodness. Oh, living up to my name, right? Bloody mess. Okay, why don't we do this, why don't we do this TTY MIDI thing again and just double check that I'm not... Too many arguments. Huh? Oh, I see. Yeah. So... Hey, Fern of Sigma, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. I'll be honest, it's getting pretty late here now, so I'm getting a bit tired. What's happening with you? What brings you in here? I'm very slowly learning GoLang. Very slow. Like, I'm getting there. It makes sense. It's a good language, actually. Building my little Raspberry Pi powered MIDI router open source project that I'm going at the moment. Right now, I'm trying to read serial data coming in. You're very slowly learning Kotlin. But the errors are still the same at Parent. Yeah, Kotlin. So are you learning Kotlin for app development? Are you learning it for Android apps, or some other reason? What else would you learn Kotlin for? I know it's used in some other stuff. Android, yes, yep. Tell you what. Can I introduce you to my friend Flutter over here in Dart? No, I don't want to get you on that. But for my work, for my day job, I build apps in well, part of my day job is building apps in Flutter. Cross-platform, living the cross-platform dream, which is probably partly why I've gone to Go. Dart is a dead-end language, IMO. I mean, that is very ripe for discussion. I think, I mean, to be honest, I'm not a language. I think you should know more than, like, I think you should know a scope of languages. I don't think, like, you know, it's all the eggs in one basket kind of thing. And I know there's a lot of arguments when Google wants to can Dart, Flutter is dead. That is the big fear, and there is a lot of fear. There's always a lot of fear about the thing that, especially if you start working in something, and this is what I found as well, like the second I started working in Flutter, all the algorithms, especially Google, ironically enough, Google's algorithms started feeding me with all this information of like, oh, here's that website of all the projects Google has killed. I've got a good friend who works for Canonical. He's a programmer for Canonical. They look after Ubuntu, Linux, and so on. And they have fully invested in the Flutter ecosystem. And there are some huge companies in the world now which are using Flutter for their core applications and so on. And there are forks of Flutter. There's all the stuff about Flock and the developers aren't doing what they need to do and blah blah blah. The thing about Flutter is, I mean, and I'm not saying, I mean, I could be totally wrong. That's society, yeah. And I mean, could be totally wrong. Flutter might be dead. Thing is though, to be completely honest, is like whatever app I'm building now, we're probably going to be rebuilding it in about 6 or 7 years. If the company if I'm still working for this company and if it still exists. And at that time, we'll probably look at we'll look at the technology landscape. We'll look at the stack landscape. But I can tell you from having used Flutter for the last 7 or 8 years now, like since it very first sort of came onto the scene in its very early days, it's fantastic. It is amazing, and I think, I mean, you can find pros and cons to everything, but in terms of productivity and in terms of, I work on a reasonably small team, so in terms of productivity and being able to get an app built for in terms of getting an app built for production, and that works on iPhone and Android. And again, there's good Dart code and there's bad Dart code. There's good Flutter use and there's bad Flutter use. Like, again, it's about the style and the developer and the team and all that. As you don't know Flutter yourself, you wouldn't even know where to begin in that discussion. No, fair enough. I mean, but look, I wouldn't say tell the opposite of what you like to write. I mean, yeah, and I guess style is a thing as well, coding style. But I haven't found Dart too different, especially when, like, it takes a bit of getting used to the whole, like, way that they did UI as code, like the widget system. But it's actually, like, if you structure your app really well, it's beautiful. It's really, really, really good and a pleasure to work in once you get used to it. So I'm a big fan. But I personally, I think it's great. And then Kotlin, by proxy, like, because under the hood, like, Flutter compiles down into basically a lot of native code anyway. And there's a lot of Kotlin underneath Flutter and stuff, and you can do so you're dealing with it, yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? So then you get people saying, oh, well, it's all like that because it's all object-oriented programming, right? You got all these strongly typed strongly object-orientated languages. Functional programming for the win. You know, let's go back to procedural programming. And again, it's like different tools for different jobs, right? I'm not gonna screw in a screw with a hammer. I could try hammering in a screw, but the best way would either be to replace the screw with a nail or replace the hammer with a screwdriver. You know, you got to use the today you had to contend with main. Yeah. Oh, you gotta love it, eh? You gotta love those freaking. You gotta love those cryptic messages. They're just the best. The compile. I tell you what, the ones that drive me nuts are some of the compiler messages that come out. Sometimes they're just like, what the heck? And there's, oh man, all the build system stuff. Like when that starts going wrong, when your build system starts going wrong, and you're getting incompatibilities. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, we got a rustation here. Okay. I had to play around with Rust as well, and I actually really enjoyed it. I liked it. I never built anything with it, and I don't know why, but lately for this project that I'm doing now, I've just decided to go with Go.
And you can proceed through step 1-8.
But yeah, you're building an app that emulates a gamepad from a phone. Very cool. I like it.
Okay, I will go through step 8 and I'll wait for you guys on the other side of LOS.
Is coding a passion or is coding a job? And the front end for that completely breaks on WebView. Oh, WebView's a whole bunch of fun. Yeah. It's like a browser not browser. Trying to get a job. Yeah. Yeah, WebView's great. So my day job, apart from the Flutter thing that I talked about, I'm on a team, we're building basically like software for the aviation industry. So like training management, aircraft maintenance management, all sorts of stuff. And it's all built on Laravel and PHP. Which some people are like, ooh, PHP, but it's like, honestly, like Laravel is the most incredible framework I've ever used. It is so good, so beautifully written, so intuitive. Yeah, it's amazing. Laravel is an absolute pleasure to work with. It is incredible. And the owner of Laravel, Taylor Otwell, deserves his freaking Lamborghini, right? He drives a Lambo around and travels the world and stuff. Like, he's built that up over many years out of his own frustrations of bad frameworks and stuff. So like, yeah, it's really cool. It's really good to work with. So I'm trying to keep my, like right now, and you're gonna hate me for saying this, like I'm going through a bit of a funk at work. I've been at this company for
I've
been at this company for 5 years now. I'm just frustrated. Like, I feel like I'm a bit boxed in. It's just like, it's starting to become the same stuff over and over again, and not being able to, like, not being able to grow. And I'm like a super passionate sort of person when it comes to tech and stuff. Like my business is making stuff. Like, my garage is a freaking mess. Like, my room here is filled with crap. Like, I've got this pixel grid behind me I built, and I've got this
Copy that, I'm proceeding.
I don't know, right next to me now I've got the Raspberry Pi and synthesizer and my oscilloscope and my electronics cart that I wheel around and stuff to do stuff. I just love tech, and I just love building shit. So yeah, am starting, and this is this is like the end goal of almost any developer who's been around for a while. It's like, I'm starting my own thing. I'm doing my own stuff now. I've had enough of the daily grind. All these people still out there who are probably talented developers looking for jobs, and I'm like, yeah. But actually what I want to do is, like, I'm really passionate about education as well. And skilling people up and like giving them opportunities and work. So part of what I want to do, and that's this channel as well, The Mess, which I've only just started, like very, very new. Yeah, The Mess, I want it to be like a collaborative. I want to build like collaborative workshops and stuff, which build real products. But it gives people without any experience, like coming from like university or something, or fresh out of another job, and they're looking to upskill or side skill or something, give them an opportunity to try something and contribute to something new, and yeah, hopefully get rewarded for it too. So yeah, slowly I'll build up a library of open source projects and software, and yeah, I don't know, that's the ecosystem I kind of want to build. That's my dream. So, and I want to work out of a workshop with a whole bunch of 3D printers and all sorts of making crap in there as well, and just basically have fun every day. That'd be cool. Anyway, wow. Thanks for coming in and chatting, by the way. Nice to meet you, Fern, and appreciate it. It's always a bit lonely starting a new channel. So the second somebody comes in here to talk, I'm like, "Bruh," like straight in there, just talking away. But appreciate it, and you sharing your struggles too. Finding work is insanely hard. You were fresh out of college in COVID era. You didn't get any introductions to any job. Freelancing here and there. Don't discount any freelancing that you've done. Like, that's all part of your CV. Like, everything you've done, whether it's impressive or not, whether it's a freaking WordPress website you put together for somebody, you would have had some client interaction with that, or you would have had some interaction with that. You would have had some struggles that you had to overcome. It's private stuff, yeah. I mean, so you don't necessarily need to show it. It's about, I worked on this, and I had this, like, this was a time when this happened, and blah blah blah. I had a problem with this, and this is how I sort of solved it and stuff. Like, yeah. So you don't necessarily have to. But the other thing is what you're doing now with this this phone controller app thing as well. Fantastic. Like, that's great. That's a good so it's like, oh yeah, so you know, I wanted to do that, so I taught myself Kotlin and how to put together Android apps and stuff. I just love, you know, if there's a problem there and I want to solve it, I'll just find out what language I need and I'll learn it and blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh, it's tough though. It's tough. It is tough. Then your projects are all erratic and there's not much else to see. I mean, that... Okay, either that's a bad recruiter, or they... Like, what the hell were they looking for? I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like that's crazy. Like, in my experience, variety, like people have had a wide experience, a wider gamut of solving problems. So not just a single-minded, I worked as a front-end dev in React for 15 years and all I know is React. I know it inside and out. You know, in some cases that might be exactly what a company needs, right? But what's that person going to be able to do? They're only ever going to really be able to get React jobs. I think, I don't know, it's tough because yeah, you need the it's the old adage, isn't it, of like yeah, no, React, I hate it too, to be honest. I shouldn't say that too loud. React's extremely popular and it's very powerful as well, actually. Love it or hate it. Well, look, I mean, do you like programming? Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy stuff? I know you got to pay bills, and that's the tough part, right? And if you've been to college, you obviously want to put that to work, right? And that's tough, and it's frustrating when you can't do that. But honestly, I mean, you're probably quite young. If you're out of college in COVID, you're probably in your 20s. I'm not quite an old man, but I'm reasonable. The app I'm making is for use on racing games. Nice, love it. I've got a racing wheel under my desk here, and I haven't used it in forever. It's terrible. I used to love rally driving games. I used to freaking love those. It's great. Yeah, so I mean, if you like programming, then program. Keep doing it. As long as you can pay the bills as well, just keep doing programming. Get together some projects, take them to the finish line, keep learning. Because college, one thing I think, I've talked to a lot of kids about this as well, and like they get so disillusioned, like coming out of college, like, yeah, I'm gonna get straight into a job. And that doesn't happen. Something they just don't teach you enough is like making friendships, links, community. There's the stupid saying of it's who you know, but it's so true. Like, I just got my hair cut this morning, right? And I was talking to the hairdresser, and she was asking me about work, and I was like, oh, you know, I was like, hey, what's the sort of software do you use? And she was like, oh, no, I hate the software I use, you know? And we started just like chatting about software, and like, I'm like, oh my God, I can see such a better way to do this. So this is what, and a big part of software as well is understanding what the software's trying to do for the end users and stuff. Anyway, I'm ranting so badly right now because it's getting late. You have connections with writing people. Ooh, you like writing as well? I freaking love writing. I don't get to do enough of it though. I love reading a lot too, but fantasy. And they're freelancing in the end paid for your PC. There you go. Shit, that's something. Celebrate that as a win. That's awesome. In fact, I think we've got a sound effect for that. Hang on. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay. That was lame. But, yeah. Okay, what was I doing here? TTY MIDI. Now we're going to connect to the serial port, which is dev, TTY AMA 5. We got a baud rate of 38400 and verbose output. Device or resource busy. That's probably my Go program running, actually. So I need to stop that. And we're going to go back here and we're going to listen to that. Now, okay, let's see if this is actually still working. I think I might have actually screwed up my Raspberry Pi. You basically help someone troubleshooting and 2 years later you're friends. That's seriously how it happens. So like, I could tell you my life story of how I got into programming. I don't know. It's too late for that. I'm pretty tired. But like, the reason I got my first full-time programming gig was because of somebody I met 7 years before. That's how it happened. Things come back around if you just build those bridges and try not to burn them, and just, you know, like, things happen. You have to believe that. Like, it's not just some esoteric idea that you read on a motivational poster on somebody's wall. It's like the people you talk to, the people you help troubleshoot and build a gaming rig for, and you never know where they're going to end up, and they're going to remember you, and it's so weird how things can come back around sometimes. And if you're doing what you're passionate about, if you just keep doing it, if you just keep coding, and you just keep coding for the sake of coding, because it's fun, yeah, I swear, eventually something will come up. Now, why is my serial device not working?
Station Houston on Space Ground 2 for Dawn.
But yeah, so you'll get there. It does take time.
Yes, sir. We can confirm you got a good sample. You're good.
And in the meantime, I mean, I guess it's what you use your time for is you know, you got to, as I say, you got to work, you got to pay the bills, but like,
looks just like the picture of the procedure. It's full.
Don't lose the passion, eh? Like, do what you love to do.
And we concur.
I've found that now. Like, I'm a super. I go through real big ups and downs. Like, if I'm not getting to do what I'm passionate about, if I'm stuck in a hole, I get really, really down. But if I'm able to spread my wings, like, I code for a day job. I code during the day. It's now 11 o'clock at night, and I'm still coding. And I love what I'm doing right now, and talking to you as well. It was nice. I love what I'm doing now, but those hours during the day, are not as enjoyable, because I feel like I'm a bit more trapped, and I'm not able to spread my wings. I feel like a bit of a caged bird, and I think at that point, and I've been feeling like that for like nearly the last year. So I think at that point, it's been telling me that it's time for me to move on and stretch out a bit more. And I've got this project, I've got this idea, I've got the mess, a parent company for software and open source software and stuff, and but still to, you know, make money, but build good software and all of that. And so now's the time. I feel like now's the time. If you wouldn't mind, would you like to see some Rust? I mean, yeah. What are you gonna? How are you gonna do that? You gonna post a GitHub link or something? I do like Rust. I know, I get it. I get what it's about. I think it's fantastic. And God, it's been really entertaining watching the fireworks in the Linux Foundation, right? With the old school C developers just throwing their toys because they're like, no, I don't want to touch Rust. Disgusting. If it's allowed, yeah, I think so. I can't remember if hang on a sec. Okay, maybe if you try No, because if you try posting it, it might delete all of your
we lost the KU
previous
at this point,
messages.
so we'll let you know when KU is back.
I don't want that. It doesn't look like I've got any blocks on there. Mods allow URLs. Can I do that? Well, sorry, like I used to have another channel on Twitch, which was a lot better set up than this one. I used to stream game stuff, and it was typical of me. I started again. Oh, there you go. It worked. Arc struct codes. Gamepad server. Oh, so you wrote a little server in Rust. Nice. See, that's kind of I can see that just give me a sec. I've got to get my chat window up in here. Edit. How do I edit the layout? There we go. Add my chat. My chat. There. Under constructions. UDP server that takes inputs and fires them to the kernel. Simple stuff. Yeah, well. That's all it's got to be, right? Switch back up the top here. Sorry, I really am starting to lose my ability to talk. I guess is one word for it, or comprehend what's going on. Because you got any other button? No, just main. Okay. So you got your server, you just general little utils, input. Okay, let's have a look at main Rust. Here we go. So we're using these modules. We're using some standard library stuff. Bear in mind that I don't know how to code in Rust, so if I say anything stupid, it's because I don't know how to code in Rust, okay? So crate, that's Rust's package system, right? And gamepad and game input, cool. We're starting some, yep, all right. So we're bringing in some, what are they, like structs or something, are they? I guess. Start server, here's our little method there. So unsigned 16-bit integer for the port. Sender, let server, new port listen. Okay, so we're instantiating our little server doodacky here, and so sender, it is, it's a Rust thing, right? So sender and receiver, similar to in Go. I was just reading about that actually, the concurrency, right? So this is for concurrency and multi-threading and stuff. Yeah, channels. Yeah. So Go's got channels as well, so same deal. Okay, very similar. Right. Gotcha. So that's our start server. That gets the server running and listening to stuff and sends it all to the right. Yep. Listens to the sender, receives inputs, receiver. Let mutable gamepad equals gamepad new virtual gamepad. While this is okay. What's okay? Data. So we're basically going receive the value of that is getting assigned to OK, which must be a struct of some sort, or enum something. OK is error enum variant. Oh yep, all right. Oh sweet. Okay, so basically while this is all good, then emit. So gamepad input, that's going to be an enum, right? So try from. So we've got the raw data here. Is that a pointer? Is that pointer syntax in Rust? I don't know. Try from. Anyway, we're going to try and gamepad inputs a wrapper struct. Yep. Okay, so reference to a slice. Okay. Yep. Cool. Great. And then main initialize the logger info debug level, I guess. Set up your channel. Spawn a thread. That's Rust's concurrency, right? Is spawn? Is that? I don't know what move is. No idea what that is. Rust. And then we're going to loop forever. So this is like an infinite loop, yeah? It's like a while true. New thread, yes. Client timeout. Start server. Port 3000. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Port 3000. Port 3000. What else uses port 3000? I think it's something. No, it's nothing. Nothing important. Match. Oh yeah, I remember reading about match actually. Is that like a it's not like a switch statement, is it? Kind of like, yeah, anyway. Exhaustive pattern matcher. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that sorry, I so vaguely remember reading about that when I was first diving into Rust. Nice. Cool. And then, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not going to read through everything, right? But hey, you've done well. Like, this looks cool. So how is this? So what you're going to do, right? You're going to compile this down. You got a little gamepad server that's running on your PC, and then you've got your app. You've got your Android app, your Kotlin Android app, which connects to the server over your local network. And then you got your little gamepad on your phone, and that just sends UDP packets into your little server here, which then will obviously must spit them out to some sort of virtual control device, I guess, which the operating system's gonna respond to. So, I mean, very cool. I love it. Good idea. The gamepad input try from is where the deserialization happens. Right. Yeah. So implementation of try from for gamepad input. Try from data. Keepers. Whew. Okay. It's really hard to read in a language that you're not fluent in. It's like my eyes are just going backwards and forwards over some of this because it's like the syntax is different, but Anyway, I mean the general gist of it makes sense. Yeah. So I guess the other thing is designing, and this is stuff that I find quite cool as well. Very difficult. I'm not great at this sort of stuff, but absolutely minimizing like the size of the packets that are transmitted. Because, you know, with games, latency is key, right? So you want absolute minimal latency, especially, you know, you got an Android app here, so you want as little friction between the movement of a finger on the screen, converting that into a concise package and getting it the heck out of the phone onto the network. You want it as bare metal as possible. Like, it's almost like, I almost feel like with those sorts of things, the packet's 15 bytes. 15 bytes. I almost feel like with those sorts of things, with touchscreen stuff, is you can like so there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could like, oh man, it's really is getting too late, but now I've got this always happens. Now I've got people here. It's like I don't want to leave, but so there's two ways you could do it, right? So you could, in theory, it could take any input. That's true. Yeah. So like you got a touchscreen thing, and you could do it like via the UI. So the finger moves, the framework detects that UI shift, which pushes that down levels of the code down to like the transmit layer or something like that, and then out to the server. The other way you could do it is like it starts at the raw, it starts at the bare metal. So like the base layer is the main program loop, and that listens to the touch screen input, and it's almost like the UI is running as a layer over the top. It's almost like the UI is another client to that input data, which is running on the app. So this is making no sense, but like basically you read the raw touchscreen data, process that into an input movement, and send that off to the server. So there's zero like delay caused by any UI, and then you send it back up to the UI to almost respond later to the finger movement. I don't know. Immediate mode GUI drawn by the GPU. Yeah, I mean, potentially, but that's just, it's almost like, imagine if you didn't even have a GUI. How would you program it if you just had a black screen? Like if you wasn't even, if you didn't have a screen, if it was just a touch pad, like you didn't even have to worry about a GUI at all. It was literally just a touch sensor. So you're just dealing with raw touch inputs, converting that to your packet language and sending that off to the server. And then someone comes along and goes, oh, actually I've got a screen, can we like show like a graphic of a gamepad on the screen or something? And then you're like, yeah, sure, I'll slap that on top and it can read the same data that I'm sending off to the server without affecting any latency or anything like that. I don't know. Anyway, that was a tangent and a half. Yeah, but here we go. Cool. Well, it appears that I've thoroughly broken my my setup, which my little MIDI setup, which is vaguely concerning. I've got ground 3 volts. Now it's my little breadboard. Yeah, it's a good idea, but you have to figure out how. Yeah, I mean, normally, like, things, and that's the beauty of, like, in something like Kotlin and all of that, and Android, the Android framework, like, they do give you pretty bare metal access if you need it, you know? Like, and I was talking about Dart before, and people are like, oh, but Dart, you know, Dart's another layer. It's like a virtual machine and stuff. It's like that was Dart like in its first year. It's not how that works now. What they got a thing called like foreign function interface, where you can actually call native device functions on the device. So it's really good. Okie dokie. It's a short 10-second video. Sweet. All good. I'll watch that, and then I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have to go to bed because it's like 20 to midnight and I do actually have to work tomorrow. Gotta do my day job, you know, because streaming and doing passion projects doesn't pay the bills yet, unfortunately. But Fern, yeah, it was lovely to meet you. Thanks for yeah, I'm in New Zealand, so in case you couldn't tell by the Kiwi accent, but New Zealand. So yeah. What was I doing? I was looking at that video. That's right. So yeah, no, I appreciate you stopping in and saying hey. That's great. Better just and by better just whoa, what have I done? Here we go. Okay. Cool. So we've got Brum. Trace, gamepad server input, received events input. So, like, another thing to get the packet size down is you are sending everything every time, right? So, and I now the thing is, some of the stuff you have to do, because especially with like UDP and some other things, like that's essentially how a real gamepad does it. But a real gamepad, yeah, I mean, no, because I mean they work over Bluetooth and stuff. I don't know. I've never actually looked. I've never actually looked at the traffic coming out of a gamepad. And 15 bytes ain't that bad, right? What's your refresh rate? How fast are you sending those packets? Because, I mean, the other way you could do it is you could do diffing. So you could do... The limiting factor is the phone's coding. Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What's the polling rate of a mouse? Is like, what, 200 hertz or something like that? I don't know. Mouse polling rate. Yeah, I mean 1000 hertz is like that's generally a good I think that's my mouse is like, yeah, 125, 500 or 1000. Yeah, so I mean 1000 is where you want to be. Fair enough. Yep, all right, 1000's good for gaming then. So 1000 times 15 kilobytes a second plus overhead.
Station Munich on space to ground 2 for any available crew member.
1000 packets. 1000 packets a second is quite a lot though.
Munich, station on 2, we have you loud and clear.
That is quite a lot of packets per second.
Thank you, and I also have you loud and clear.
But I don't know. Anyway. Good. This is a cool project. Keep going. Great. It's awesome. Now, I spent way too long. Well, no, I didn't. Okay, I'm going to say I spent way too long reading GoLang docs and stuff like that. But that's not true, because now I went through this all and I understand what it is. Ignore ChatGPT, right? I used ChatGPT to get started, okay? I wanted to see this, and then I go, all right, let's understand the code that this spat out. So I did that. I find that this is an amazing way to use AI for me. Is like, I hate, oh my gosh, and AI is just failing so hard for me right now in my day job. It is just too big for it, and like even some of its auto completion stuff used to be really good. It's great for writing things like API documentation and all the grunt work and stuff like that. But holy moly, it is just, oh, it's infuriating sometimes, and actually slows me down. So I find myself turning off completion mode sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. AI is an Ouroboros of feces. Okay. That's a all right. Yeah, that's one way to put it. It's true though. I get what you're saying. It's like that thing of you know, you compress a JPEG and then compress that one and then compress that one and then compress that one. It's like what's that King of the Hill? There's a do I look like a JPEG is?
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn.
Ah, that's not the one. This one.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Not that one. Come on, where's the one that actually like?
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture.
Yeah, that one. Okay. Yeah. You also use NeoVim for your code. NeoVim, nice. Are you a Primagen fan? And going to Android Studio makes writing so slow. Yeah, that's another thing as well. I have spent a lot of time with VS Code. The reason I love VS Code is because behind me I have a laptop bag. Don't mind me. It's hipster satchel, right? In this satchel, I have a MacBook Pro, a cheap-ish Samsung tablet with an S Pen, a umbrella, a large battery, and a bag of cables with a 4G portable router, a charging brick, and all the cables, a little USB hub, flash card readers, USB adapters, and various cables. Which means that I could literally... Oh, and an old crappy iPhone with a cracked screen for app development on the run. But basically, this bag is all I need to do my work and earn my money. I can go literally anywhere in the world. Literally anywhere in the world with that bag. Probably that has internet access and work and earn money. It's great. And so what I do every morning is I walk to a cafe and I work at a cafe for like 2 hours and then I come home because I get real like antsy just sitting down doing the same thing all the time. So okay, well, that's about time that I called this a day, I think, because it literally is the end of the day, so it's probably a good time to do that. Now I wonder how my stream transcription went. That's the last thing I want to check before I go. So yeah, really nice to meet you, Fern. Thanks for joining. I hate plugging my own stuff, but you know, like, feel free to join again another time. Yeah, look at this. Which I guess is a good thing. Now let's get into some work. Let's go. So how do I? Oh my god, I'm gonna drive myself insane reading my own my own transcription. Oh boy. If you see me online, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm not too bothered about it. Like, I had another Twitch channel which did alright, but you know, I need 50 followers to get affiliate. Not that I really want it, but like, feel free to follow if you want to. But you don't have to. If you see me online again, jump in and say hi, and yeah, you're all good. So here we go. It is literally transcribing what I'm saying. Nice to meet you, Finn. Got your name wrong. Use the third-party client on phone for downloading VODs. Nice.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture.
Okay, I gotta put that into my meme clips. I don't even know if my meme clips are actually... I don't even have any on this. Okay, I got work to do. So, all right, thanks heaps. Really nice to meet you, Fern. If anyone else is here as well, feel free to follow as well and join in another time. And hopefully I'll actually do some code and get some stuff working. Get these projects underway. Ciao, auf Wiedersehen, tschö, see ya, laters, and au revoir, and kia ora. Bye bye now. Thanks again. It's the stop button. There it is. Okay, bye.